everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Right, I haven't put any powder on my eyes. I haven't taken any antihistamine, so they're feeling and looking a lot better than what they have over the last couple of weeks. So thank you for all your remedies. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? Well, first of all, entertainment only. What I actually want to have a look at, and what I got to pull to for, I have no idea why, is Bll Barr for some reason. Now, Bll Barr in regards to the Epstein files. Where on earth do I start with that? Oh, the felon's now coming out claiming that the client lists were written by Comey and Obama, considering that the client lists were out during the Bush term, Bush number 2 term. I don't kind of think so. But anyhow, it's just deflection. It's just as usual attempted at deflection. And what really feels like with this energy that's stewing at the moment, it feels like somebody's dropped a can of baked beans into the campfire. Now, I think you call them tin over in the US. Dropped a can of baked beans into the campfire, and the pressure's mounting, and just waiting for some a particular weak spot on the can before the whole thing explodes and splatters everywhere. If you've ever done that, you'll know what I'm talking about, and you're talking about red hot baked bean missiles going everywhere. So you don't want to be near the fallout of that. But for some reason, I'm really getting a pull towards Bll Barr. And as I split the deck to start shuffling, and it's my Gilded Tarot Royale, we've got the Sun card, and we've got the obfuscation is the word that I'm getting. The smoke and mirrors, the clouding, the pulling the wool over the eyes, the poor choices. But we've then got great clarity. So I just want to have a look to see how Bll Barr's going at the moment. It's been very quiet ever since. I don't think he's well. I think he's really unwell from the vibes. But I want to have a look how he's going. Now, you've got to remember Bll Barr's father gave the highly unqualified Jeffrey Epstein a job at the school where his father worked. Bll Barr's, oh gosh, betrayal, treason, something major happening here. Bll Barr's law firm that he was part of in Florida, this is before he was made Attorney General, or should I say Trump's personal attorney during the first regime. His law firm represented Epstein in the Florida prosecution case where Epstein got off the hook, and I believe the co-conspirators were not to be charged in Florida, and that's why Ghislaine's going to Supreme Court because she's arguing that the Florida case ended with no charges, and co-conspirators weren't to be charged either. So that's why the case was moved to New York for Epstein and Ghislaine. And Ghislaine was convicted in New York, the state of New York. So compromised like anything. He also visited Epstein in jail. It is documented just before the supposed alleged passing. I've always got that he's still alive, and Cash Peters, despite half a dozen attempts, hasn't been able to get crossover pictures for Epstein either. Oh, interestingly enough, I'll just do a little quokka moment. I just watched Laurie from Wave Positive Change. Yay, Laurie! If you go to her YouTube channel and you go to the live section, in her live section, somebody asked, would it be Labor Day that the felon ends up having a face plant? So thank you for whoever asked that, because I watched that this morning, and you guys were, yes, after yesterday's reading, we're going, Labor Day, Labor Day, Labor Day. Labor Day is around, I believe it's a eclipse moon, if I'm correct. It's also the end of the harvest celebrations are around that time. And I believe the Burning Man concert, which is a massive concert in the US, is over that week as well. So Labor Day, let's see how it goes. And she got the 3 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, the Judgment card, all sorts of horrific cards for him for that particular day. So let's see how that plays out. And doesn't he look unwell? I mean, photographs have come out now of his incredibly swollen ankles. I shouldn't make light of it because I have cankles, but my cankles are hereditary. You only have to look at my mum, my aunt, my sister. We've all got cankles, but ours aren't medical issues. Ours are hereditary, whereas his were incredibly swollen at that football match. Where he was up on stage and had to get photoshopped out of all of the team's photographs because they didn't want him there. And he's also held on to the trophy because he likes the trophy. Oh, and the winning team had to get a replica. Oh, anyhow, footage has now come out from earlier today of his hand, and it's got, gee, you think they'd get matching makeup or learn how to blend or something. A big foundation patch over his hand there as well. So, but I want to have a look at Bll Barr. For some reason, I don't know why, it is a bit of a slowish news day, but I want to have it for whatever reason. I want to have a look at Bll Barr. Interestingly enough, information's also coming out that about 2/3 of the DOJ prosecution team unit that was assigned to defenders or whatever they are, that were assigned to defend 45's policies through the courts, 2/3 of the DOJ team has now quit. So ethics seems to be important amongst those lower ranks of the DOJ. But okay, what I want to have a look at, let's have a look. I'm looking at Bll Barr. What do we need to know? What's with Bll Barr? Why am I getting a pull towards Bll Barr, William Barr, previous Attorney General, wrote a book as they all do. I don't get the book writing thing, but anyhow, wrote a book. I imagine it's full of distortions, but I'm not going there. Let's have a look. Bll Barr. Okay, interestingly enough, okay, I'm finished shuffling. I put in Bll Barr and Jeffrey Epstein connections, and it came up thinking that, you know, AI, which it always does when you Google, pops up a summary type thing. The AI was not available on that subject. Okay, that was interesting. Somebody's doing some programming there. And speaking of programming, Fleon, the parasite on the back of the United States taxpayer, also known as Space Boy and soon to be former CEO of Tesla, apparently his AI Grok has been awarded a $200 million Pentagon contract to keep him quiet. Now, that's me allegedly at the end there, to keep him quiet. Things are not over between the felon and Fleon, the orange twerp and Fleon. There's sort of a bit of back and forth about, if you stay quiet, I'll give you this, and then something peeves them off, and I'm getting that Fleon will get to the stage where he has no more F's to give and he will spill all. Grok apparently got reprogrammed after it started calling Fleon a Nazi, so I don't think its programming is particularly reliable. But we'll just let that play out. Just something to be aware of, but don't get overly anxious about it. So, Bll Barr, come on down. Let's have a look. Now, I am waiting for my phone to ring because the real estate agent are putting in talking at length apparently to the vendor on one of the properties. So, see how it goes. I might have to put you on hold, but let's have a look. Bll Barr. Okay, beautiful sunny day outside, which means it might be a little bit dark down here. I do apologise if that's the case. So the signifier card here, it is the Queen of Cups, but it doesn't necessarily mean a female. It's more about keeping a lid on things, keeping the lip zipped, keeping things quiet, not revealing everything that potentially should be revealed, but also keeping a lid on the emotions here as well. Okay. Oh, his challenge is, for Bll Barr, things are going to be exposed. There's nowhere to hide. I'm just going to say, there is nowhere for him to hide. He's going to end up on defensive on the back foot, according to the bottom there. The energy that he's stewing in at the moment is he's restricted by the truth. Now, this is a self-restriction. It's almost like he's put himself in a self-imposed exile, because these swords of truth are surrounding him. It's not prison, it's a self-prison that he's put himself in, because he knows. Perhaps the attention should shift away from Bondi and towards Barr. So he's put himself in this self-imposed restriction, surrounded by the truth, and he knows it. In the past, the Six of Swords, very much about under the cover of darkness, slinking away, taking the truth and slinking away. And that's what he's done, that's what he's done. But how's it going to play out for him? Oh, ick! The energy that's over him that he has no control over is he tied himself to the devil. And the devil is Barr, the orange twerp, Teal, who's now involved. There's just the fingers of the reach of this Epstein file are long and intertwining. And if I say incestuous, I don't mean as in with the children that were involved. I'm talking about they all know each other. They all are of that same social group and reaches into every corner of society. Okay, so the energy over him is this devil energy that he tied himself to, and he was forced to dance. I don't think Barr ever actually took place in. I'm not getting the feeling that he actually took part in any of it, but he danced the tune of the devil. And once you're in that capture, to get out will burn you to a crisp. Oh boy, he's in a bad place at the moment. We've got here the immediate future for Bill. Look at these major arcana here. The Emperor, taking control. He may be the one that brings the goods. What have you got here? You've got an axe, you've got a scroll, you've got you carry the scroll in, taking control, crossing the bridge and taking control. Why am I getting the feeling that when he crosses the bridge, he's left some information somewhere. He's left the information somewhere that is cutting. Okay, let's see how it goes. Externally, he's keeping mum, not spreading any information. He's living, I won't say a life of luxury, but he's living a comfortable life in his self-imposed exile. Let me just put it that way. He's living a comfortable life, and he's not telling anything yet, but the peregrine here, it's hooded and jessied, but it is ready to fly. Okay, internally for him. Ooh, is he coming up for a heart event? Or betrayal? Is it betrayal or his heart betraying him? Is it his heart betraying him, or is it swords of truth betraying him? That's internally for him. Hopes and fears. Be careful what you wish for, because you've got the little rat up in the rafters there pooping in the cup. Now, that's not Fleon. This is about secrets. It can be the smug merchant, but it doesn't have that vibe. For me, it's more about keeping the emotions hidden. Be careful what you wish for, because you may end up with a rat poop in your cup. Right, the outcome. We've got the magician, manipulation, manifestation, an announcement coming out, a nightmare situation. So I'm asking about Bll Barr. Nightmare situation, not sleeping, the swords of truth are weighing down on him. And then we've got the Ten of Pentacles, his legacy. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Things will be turning. Karma coming and biting him on the bum. But this is more about be patient, because in time, I think it's coming in time. At the moment, this is the absolute here and now, on the defensive, with that Seven of Wands. But then we've got the Fool card, his foolishness, and then we've got the Ten of Cups, again, ending of a cycle. But it's also about family coming together. I don't think Bill's long for this world, to be honest. And I just wonder whether it's going to be a deathbed confession, or he's left documents. What do we need to know? I mean, let's have a look. Bll Barr knows everything. Is he... Oh, gosh. There's that betrayal again, and this is bringing forth documents. Or is it a heart attack and bringing forth documents? Has Bll Barr... Okay, 3 cards, Bll Barr's health. Show me Bll Barr's health. He's not well at all, actually. His health, he's getting help. He's getting help. I don't think he's got dementia. I think he's looking back with regrets on his past. I think he might be telling somebody, getting it written down. You know how you can hire like ghostwriters to write your history? Looking back on us, what was that that's flipped over there? The heavy burden, and then bringing forth the truth. Well, I wasn't asking about what he's going to do. I was asking about his health. Right? Secrets, money, a lot of information coming forward very quickly, and then justice, actions having consequences. I think he's either... Oh, how do I put this? I think he is, and then we've got the Ten of Swords. And then we've got the be careful what you wish for, with regrets. And then we've got living the life of luxury. And then we've got the Hierophant, higher authorities. Self-imposed restriction. But then we've got a female bringing forth, and it's going to be huge. And then he will depart. He will depart. This is the Minor Arcana Death card, and the secrets will be revealed. I honestly, and then we've got this Russia out in the cold, the mercenary actions. I honestly, it will never excuse everything that he's done, but I think Barr is May not be soon enough for some of us, but I think Barr's, yeah, I think he's grown a conscience. I think he is growing a conscience and regrets. Is Bll Barr going to leave documentation about pointing the finger about the Epstein file? Oh, feeling a clenching happening. Show me, is Bll Barr on his around his passing? Is Bll Barr around his passing going to leave? Spill the beans. Is he going to spill the beans? Right, what fell out there? Come on down. Is he going to spill the beans? I think, well, we've got two yeses there. As he feels the walls closing in, he's got truth regrets, bringing it forward, and it's like an abundance, but it's also like a cleansing. And then we've got the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, sorry, Temperance, not Two of Cups. We had Two of Cups before. Temperance on the bottom there. Secrets not yet revealed, and then they get revealed about contracts, agreements, the Lovers, Queen of Swords, Money Trail, King of Swords. Yeah, I think he's going to. Then we've got the Burden and the Burden, Page of Swords and Justice. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. I think he, as life closes in on him, doesn't excuse anything. I think he gets a conscience. I'm just getting a draw towards Bll Barr. He gets a conscience, and he either leaves detailed documentation to be released on his passing, or he does it around his passing time. Today would be nice, Bill. Today would be really good. Okay, I shall catch you shortly. Bye-bye.